Get locked in and stay locked in. This is the LJeh Show.
And you ain't black. And you ain't black.
Don't start talking like a Republican.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? This is your boy, LJ Johnson. I am LJ Johnson, your host. This is the LJ Show. Thank you for joining me today. We got a quick show. I got to get on the call. And yeah. The email is theljshow@gmail.com. That is theljshow@gmail.com. I want to thank everybody that has tuned in, that has downloaded the podcast, that has streamed the show. Remember, you can find the show on all your podcast platforms. That is Apple Podcasts. What is it? Spotify, iHeartRadio. Yeah. I took some time instead of starting on time. I decided to take some time and rearrange the studio. Rearrange myself, actually. Not studio, but myself. Rearrange myself. Meaning, as you can see behind me, I'm in a different place in the studio. I thought that you guys let me know. I think it's better for the lighting. But anyway, the email is the ljshow@gmail.com. That is the ljshow@gmail.com. If you missed the show Wednesday, I wasn't here Friday. I had drill. I was serving my country like I always do. Big shout out to the Oklahoma National Guard for still, after 18 years, putting up with me. All right, let's get into the opening monologue. I don't want to waste any time here. All right. Tonight, I want to talk about something that's crippling our society. This growing trend where people choose emotions over facts. We've all seen it. We've all felt it. And if we're being honest, we've all been guilty of it at some point. But today is more than just a bad habit. It's a mindset, a culture, and a disease that keeps us stuck. Somewhere along the way, we stopped valuing truth. We did. And started prioritizing feelings. We let emotions dictate decisions, policies, and even reality itself. And here's the problem. With that, emotions change. They shift like the wind. They cloud judgment. They make people react instead of reason. But facts don't care how you feel. They don't care how you feel. Facts remain steady, whether you like them or not. Who created the earth? God created the earth. That's a fact. Whether you like it or not. Like it or not. And this obsession with emotions has created something even worse. The victim mentality. It's an idea that your struggles define you, that your powerlessness, and that you're powerless, and that the world owes you something because of it. Now, don't get me wrong. Life is unfair. It is. But bad things happen. But when you make a victim of your identity, when you make being a victim your identity, you surrender your power. You give up responsibility. You put your success, your happiness, and your future in someone else's hands. And guess what? That's exactly what they want you. Angry. That's exactly how they want you. Angry, emotional, and easy to control. See, when you prioritize your feelings over facts, you're easier to manipulate. That's true. You're more likely to follow whatever narrative makes you feel good instead of what it's actually true. And when you embrace the victim mindset, you're more likely to blame others instead of doing the work to change your own life. It's a cycle that keeps people broke, bitter, and blind. I'm going to say it again. It's a cycle that keeps people broke, bitter, and blind. So tonight, we're breaking the cycle. I'm gonna break that cycle. I'm gonna tell you guys a couple things about some stories I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna tell you the truth. On this show, it's all about being a truth addict. The truth addict is, so I'm gonna have some merch, some t-shirts and some coffee mugs soon. It's gonna say truth addict. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. I am the way, the truth, and the light. He also said the truth will set you free. Now we all fall short. We all sin. I get that. But tonight we're going to break that cycle. We're talking about how this mindset affects our culture, our communities, and even our politics. Because if we don't wake up and start choosing truth over feelings, we'll keep ahead. We'll keep heading in the wrong direction. You will keep heading in the wrong direction. Because it starts with you first. It starts with you first. What can you do to change your situation as far as you being a victim? And trust me, there's nothing good waiting on us down that road. There's nothing good waiting on you. That was opening monologue. Welcome to the LJeh Show. If you're just now joining me, if you're in the comment section, please keep it professional. Please keep it friendly. Please keep it friendly and professional. Okay, let's do this. Where's my rundown? Okay. Black Lives Matters 757. I'll get you Wednesday. And he knows what I mean. I'll get him Wednesday. High school girls track is a good sport. It's great. Anybody, I got a friend, he used to be a radio personality here at the station, and we used to come to the studios. Great friend, great pastor. He knows the word, can preach the word, can speak the word, prays well. Great family man. He has a daughter in track. So he would know, he would kind of personalize with this story that I'm about to talk about now. So it's a story going around that it's two girls that's running track. One girl had a baton. If you've seen the title of the show, Baton Attack, well, I think we're gonna name it Baton Attack. We'll see. Basically, she had a baton and they were on a relay race, and the girl got hit. Now I'm about to show the video, but she got hit. The girl was running in front of the girl that was running in front of the other girl got hit in the back of the head with the baton. And I think I want to show the video first. So let's see that video first of the girl getting hit, because then I'm gonna show this video where she's hitting the girl. She's committing the act, okay, and then I'll play a news story, a video of a news story. So this is the video where you can see what's happening. Actually, okay. Look at that. You see that? Boom. Rewind. One more time for you. One more time. You can hear the crowd. You can hear if you guys watching, even if you're listening on podcast platforms, you can hear the crowd gasp. Like, oh, did you see that? I know people in the crowd saying, did you see that girl just hit her in the back of the head with a baton? How much does the baton weigh? How much does the baton weigh? Because the girl that got hit, she was on her and the mom did an interview on the news, and they said that the doctor said she has a concussion. She has a concussion. So I wonder, does that mean they're gonna be suing the other family. They're gonna be suing the other family. She's definitely okay. So that's on purpose. You can what? Okay. Now let's bring the other video, the news story on. I'm trying to get better at my transitions.
Says they're telling their side of the story in reference to a shocking incident at a Virginia High School League indoor track meet that left one athlete allegedly injured after she claimed she was struck by a baton held by IC Norcom High School senior LJeh Everett. Everett spoke exclusively.
Now, keep in mind of the opening monologue that I had. Keep in mind the open monologue about emotions over facts. This is what you're about to see. This is what you're about to see.
To 10 on your side's Markeisha Jackson, who brings us much more.
The young athlete in question says there's more to that video than meets the eye.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
LJeh Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
LJeh visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School.
What's her name, LJeh? Now I'm pretty sure if she has uncles or anybody that's in coaching, football, basketball, probably baseball, they're probably telling her this. What I'm about to say. The eye in the sky never lies. Okay, you can say you did A, and the eye in the sky will tell us that you did B. It never lies. It's just how it is. And I'm so sorry. She's very emotional. She's a kid. Okay, she's a kid. And what I'm not trying to do is, because I work with kids. I work with kids, but it's a reason why. Because I work with kids, I know the importance of them understanding how important responsibility and accountability is. We had an incident at the organization that I part-time work at. As a kids deals, we service kids, and there was a bunch of kids fighting. And it was all because no accountability was taken. When we asked them, "Hey, what happened over here? Why did you hit her? What that and them and her, and I don't you go talk to them and not me." And it's no accountability, because the kids have to understand, and it's the parents' responsibility at the end of the day. Kids have to understand life is not about you doing whatever you want to do, and then once you do whatever you want to do, now you're grown, you can do whatever you want to do. Actually, nobody can really do whatever they want to do. There's consequences for some things. You can't just do everything. But when you actually mess up, you have to take accountability. Be responsible for your actions. Be responsible for your actions. Yes, she is emotional. And because I work with kids, because I have a daughter, I know the importance of kids understanding. Now, I hope kids are watching this show. I hope to go listen to this show. It's important, parents. I hope the adults watching this show and listening to this show, I hope that you have kids. You have to you have to hold your kids accountable. You have to. It's good that now the incident happened a couple of weeks ago, and we had to call the police. We had to call the police on some kids that was fighting because they just wouldn't listen. They wouldn't stop. They wouldn't get in the vans. They wouldn't get in the bus to take them home. We had to call the police. I'd rather them learn it now. Learn that you can't just go to a place and do whatever you want to do. You can't cause the place to be unsafe, hitting people, throwing stuff. You can't do that. I'd rather them learn that now. Yes, they was in the back of the police car. Yeah. But I'd rather them do that now than do that when they're 35, 25. Because if they do it when they're 25, 35, game over. Your name's going to the system. You're no longer a juvenile. That's it. When you go try to get a job or try to do something else with your life, something honorable, that whatever it, like be a police officer or to get a government job or something like that, they're going to pull that up. And most big corporations jobs, as far as like top executive jobs, they pull up stuff like that. It's called a background check.
Athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
Okay, after a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose.
I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10 video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team.
That's what I'm talking about. She need to hold that girl accountable. I just showed y'all this video. If you're just now joining, go rewind the LJeh. Go rewind the show. Yeah, I just showed you the video. And the news, the news, they just played it slow motion. She ran back because look, when you're running like this, yeah. So she's saying the baton got stuck in the girl's ponytail, right? Got stuck, and she said it got stuck, and then I went up like this. And when I was trying to pump, look, when you're running, you're taught to keep your arms close to your hips, close to your waist, like close to your side. You don't flail out like this. That's not how you run. That's as far as sprinting, running fast. So when she goes back like this, why is her arm way over there? Why is her arm right over there? What this was is irresponsibility, no accountability, and no self-control. No self-control. And the parents, now the dad, I'm a dad. Now, I know probably what's happening behind the scenes, okay? The dad is probably telling the wife, look, I love my daughter, but she hit that girl. Now we can go in front of this camera. You can be crying. We disagree. I'm not gonna disagree with you in front of the camera, but come on now. She did that. She did that. She did that. So the dad, I can see the dad not agreeing with the wife. And if anybody's a husband or a dad, you know what I'm talking about. Let's watch the rest of this video.
Team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
VHSL says they are still reviewing the situation.
Who's calling racial slurs? Why is it always that? Let me move on. I just don't know. Why is it always that? Okay, what we got next? I think we got... All right. Well, I forgot to change my deal. There we go. All right, so should Trump pardon Derek Chauvin? This is crazy. I'm saying no on his face. I'm going to show a video of... So basically, being... What is this guy's name? I forgot his name. Ben Shapiro. He's basically saying that Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin. look, there is evidence that points to George Floyd not completely dying because of asphyxiation. You medical experts out there, you correct me later or now. But there's evidence out there. He was high on meth, fentanyl, he had heart disease at the time of the arrest or the attempted arrest. So there's evidence out there that it probably, the knee on his neck or back solely did not kill him. It didn't help him. It assisted in it, probably, but it didn't solely kill him. And there's evidence that points to the fact that now you got to get out your feelings, you got to get out your emotions to hear this, to like actually hear, not go in one ear and not the other. There's evidence out there that says that the meth and the fentanyl and the heart disease was a bigger factor than the knee on the neck. But with all that being said, Trump cannot pardon. He cannot. It would be a bad move. But what do I know? I'm just a normal citizen, right? I'm just a normal citizen. What do I know? But he can't pardon. He can't do that. But let's watch Ben Shapiro on Charlie Kirk's show talk about it.
Might make them kind of take a second, like a little pause and a second beat. Why are you advocating for Derek Chauvin's pardon? And what have you learned through the course of your research and your rigorous pursuit of the truth that has led you to this advocacy?
Well, I think the reason that I'm advocating for the pardon is because Derek Chauvin is not guilty. And I think that it's very important to explode narratives like the one that you were talking about, because those narratives live on in our memory as sort of flashpoints that people draw upon as evidence of narratives that are false. So the narrative that surrounded the Floyd Chauvin killing was the narrative that America was inherently racist. Now, those allegations were never actually made at trial. There was never any allegation by prosecutors or by anyone that Derek Chauvin, quote unquote, killed George Floyd because George Floyd was black. And yet that was the narrative that burst out all over the country, that systemic American policing was racist, that America had to undergo a sort of racial cleansing process that allowed for $2 billion in rioting. In fact, a process that was so important that even if COVID was spreading around, you were allowed to take off your mask and shout in the streets for George Floyd, and you would somehow be free of COVID for doing all of these things. We all remember this. It was really a quite terrible time in American history, and it was being excused by the entire left, all of the legacy media. And in fact, if you didn't post the black square in favor of Black Lives Matter, you were basically non-personed in terms of sort of social media and the way that you were approached in all of these spaces. Now, the reality of this particular death is now known, and we know pretty much everything there is to know about it. And there are a bunch of reasons why Derek Chauvin should be pardoned. By the way, while in federal custody, he was stabbed recently 21 times by a fellow inmate. So it's quite dangerous for him. The reason why we now know all of this is because we know from jurors that they were pressured, that they felt the pressure, that they were scared to rule in favor of Derek Chauvin. We now know, and we could see it at the time, the amount of public pressure that was brought in that particular case. The mayor of Minneapolis was signing settlements with the family of George Floyd on behalf of the city in the middle of the trial. The governor of Minnesota at the time was, of course, Tim Walz. And Tim Walz was basically out there proclaiming the guilt of Derek Chauvin. Joe Biden was running for president at the time, it was 2020. And he and the rest of the Democratic regime were talking about how Derek Chauvin was, how this was a key flashpoint in American history, and how this was demonstrating sort of the apex moment of all of American racism contained in this particular incident. So the first clue that this was not true came, I think, from the fact that it was deemed an incident of American racism, and never did anyone ever make a claim. There were not even federal hate crime charges. There was no claim that Derek Chauvin, quote unquote, killed George Floyd because he was racist. Then you start to look more into the details of the actual death of George Floyd. Everything from the autopsy report, the original medical examiner autopsy report suggested that he had died not of failure to breathe because of pressure put on him, but effectively of excited delirium, fentanyl overdose. The idea in the actual autopsy report suggested that he had enough fentanyl in him that if he had just found this body on a sidewalk, the medical examiner, then he would have immediately determined that he had died of a fentanyl overdose. We know from the actual tape. So there are sections of the tape that people thought they saw, the 8 minutes or 4 minutes of the 8-minute tape. And then there was a lot of tape before that.
Yeah, but Trump can't pardon him. Can't do that. Yeah, there's evidence out there, Ben. There is. Trump can't. That is. Right now, Trump is on fire. President Trump is on fire right now. His approval rating is sky high. He's about to get Congress to do another CR, which I don't like. But he's got the Democrats trying to shut the government down. He can't pardon Derek Chauvin. He can't do that. And he's not going to do that. I bet. I'm saying it right now. March the 10th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on the LJeh Show. Trump will not pardon. He will not pardon Derek Chauvin. He can't do that. He's not going to do that. Yeah, he's not going to do that. Speaking of Black Lives Matter, before I get out of here, remember the email is theljshow@gmail.com. That is theljshow@gmail.com. Follow me at TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the LJeh Show. Black Lives Matter Plaza is going bye-bye. Today it went bye-bye. And basically this was a place where they painted Black Lives Matter on the street. And let me tell you something, man. Black Lives Matter is a joke. It's a joke of an organization. It wastes people's time. It makes you think you're a victim. They want white guilt. Their mission is to, now they got stuff on their website where they got particular things and concepts and illustrations and historic facts and explaining their mission. But the ultimate thing is we want white people to feel guilty. We want white people to feel guilty for being white. That's it. It's a demonic organization, and that's what it is. Starlet Thomas remembers coming down almost daily to the intersection of 16th and 8th Street to protest police brutality and systemic racial inequities during the summer of 2020. On Monday, the 45-year-old Bowie, Maryland resident returned to the site. Those protests to mourn the end of Black Lives Matter Plaza. Why are we mourning this? Why? What does it do? You know, that rapper, Little Ronnie in Dallas, I'm trying to talk about this without getting so upset to where I'm going to scream and just like tear up everything around me. They showed some more. There's more footage out there of that shooting in Dallas of that rapper Little Ronnie and his 5-year-old getting shot to death. This dude, while his 5-year-old was still in the car, they were getting shot at by those other two guys that did the murders. He gets out, runs, leaves his daughter in the car. Leaves his daughter in the freaking car. Where you at, Black Lives Matter? Where you at? Where are you at with that? That doesn't fit the white guilt scenario. That's why they're not saying nothing about that. Because if Black Lives Matter, they would be marching in the streets for that. What's that? Press conference or something? I got to get out of here. This is LJeh Show. Thank you for joining me. I am LJ Johnson, your host. Catch the LJeh Show on all the podcast platforms, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Email me at the LJShow@gmail.com. That is the LJShow@gmail.com. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
It's an LJeh Show.